Anyway, my name is Gina, for anybody that doesn't know me. And tonight, this is kind of a mishmash of topics. It's not really focused on anything. But we are going to have a really important announcement from Friends of PACC with Jennifer Camano. And then after that, Bonnie is going to speak briefly about our focus groups. And then each leader from our focus groups is going to get up and speak about what they're doing and their needs. And I know there's been questions about it, but we'll probably, I don't know, we'll figure that out if we want to answer them at that time, probably. And then I know Esteban's going to be here and he's going to make some announcements. We will talk about the Strep Zo that's going on. If anyone didn't get my recent email today, we will also talk about some good things that are going on in PACC. And then we'll have a little bit of Q&A. Oh, and then I'll make some other announcements, but Jennifer's more important right now.
We're going to do karaoke later.
So if and chairs are on the way. There's just another thing going on down the hall, so they were kind of using the chairs, so they'll be here shortly.
So we got the room.
We got the room. And hopefully this meeting won't last till 7:30. This will be kind of a short night. And I was going to cover some other topics, but I think we have some more important things to talk about that's going on in the immediate now.
As opposed to the later now?
My brain is done for the day. Anyway, you guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate all of you that get to come to these meetings or can't come to these meetings. I promise next month it'll be on a Thursday, because I know people are like, why is it always on a Wednesday? So we'll blame that on Jennifer too. All right, here you go, Jennifer.
I'm getting anxieties.
Hi. All right, hi everyone. I'm Jennifer Camano, and I'm the Executive Director for Friends of PACC. And some of you know who Friends of PACC is. Friends of PACC is the official nonprofit philanthropic partner to PACC. So it means that people can give us money and we can turn it around kind of quickly for PACC purposes, where we don't have to go out and do procurement and get different vendors. The county has a lot of rules around that. So we can pivot pretty quickly and we can answer a call of like a hoarding situation where you guys need things quickly. So that's who we are, what we do. Many of you know Karen Hollis. She sort of started Friends of PACC while she was doing development and marketing for PACC. So I took over as the executive director, so I'm trying to build the board and do all sorts of fun stuff like that. So this is who we are. But of course, 3 of my board members are also volunteers in the group here with you at PACC. So we have Tammy Barrick, and we have Laura O'Brien, and Mike Anglin, who I don't think is here right now, but we feel really connected to you guys. We're both a little bit outside of staff at PACC, but we work so closely here, internally, in the clinic, in the trenches, as it were, and I'm still new to this movement, animal welfare, but I'm learning a lot.
Jen, can we pause for a second just
Pause
so we
it.
can get the chairs? Chairs are here.
We have more chairs. If we open it,
If we open it, it's just hot.
it's going to get hot. That's the one thing. It's going to get a lot hotter right now.
We can put some chairs here.
It's going to get worse in the north. If you hurt my fingers, my fingers. We're back to where this soul's off.
Tell a joke.
These are my old ones. Why did it tell it? Why don't you come over and beatbox it? That was pretty good. I was impressed.
Gina, I have a joke.
Okay, everybody get comfortable. Do you want to take any chairs outside, or, I don't know, maybe we just...
in the center here too, if you'd like. A couple of seats right here in the middle. Ish.
One more chair.
That's 11. Sorry. Yes, you know how I am. I don't
We needed more chairs. Okay, so we're the Friends of PACC, and we are the official nonprofit partner, and we work shoulder to shoulder with you guys. Will you change the slide, please? I don't know how many of you have seen this. I think most of you have probably seen this. I find this just amazing, and Friends of PACC feels that you guys are very responsible for these numbers and getting them where they are. There are 1,200, 1,300 volunteers, and there's absolutely no way we could do what we do without you at PACC. So thank you. This is a direct result of your dedication. It really is. So phase 2 of the new building is about to open, as everyone knows. I think we're looking at a June 25th open date. Friends really wants to, our role here is to ensure the sustainability of the programs. The programs that are above and beyond the county mandate. The county mandate might be 1 vet for 700 pets.
Somebody's ringing.
We can wait.
So we are looking to, what we do is we raise money for all of the life-saving programs here at PACC. Can you change the slide, please? So these, we're excited to reveal some really beautiful watercolors of volunteers with PACC pets that one of our Friends of PACC volunteers did for us. So he came in, and you will recognize some of the faces here, I'm sure. The painter is Stephen Brigham. And he came in and did sketches and then went back and did watercolors of some of you guys. I recognize some of you here.
Wow.
And there's 2 slides. Do you have both of them up? Okay, so what we want to do is frame them and hang them in the new volunteer break room for you guys. I'd love to get more. And I actually have a business card if anybody is interested. I've had a couple of people ask. You can turn the slide, please. So, I don't know how many of you people knew this, but a year ago, Friends of PACC and PACC began working on a $5 million campaign to raise money for programs to ensure the stability and the sustainability of the life-saving programs over the next 2 years. So far, Your Love Saves Lives is our new program, investing in PACC programs for today and tomorrow. We have been in a quiet phase raising major gifts. And we are going to go public on June 4th. But we really wanted to tell you guys about it first. So we wanted to share this news. You're going to start seeing the campaign all over print and broadcast media throughout the summer and into the fall. But we kind of wanted to give you guys a sneak peek. So we got you some food. We wanted to tell you about it. We also have these really cute dog tags we want you to take home. There's a brochure on the campaign. There's stickers. There's donation envelopes. We'll get to that. Okay, so this cute guy right here, love him. I wanted to share with you, because we're incredibly excited to announce that of the $5 million and the quiet phase that we've been working on, we have raised $4.1 million in 13 months. So we've done that with Friends of PACC and PACC. So we've done that with individual donations. We've received an individual donation of $1 million. We've received several 6-figure gifts. We've also received Baddies Funds grants and PetSmart grants. All these go towards programming. So collectively, since last April, we've raised $4.1 million for programs here. And some of that includes staffing. It's really cool, you guys. It's really cool. So we're very, very excited. All right, so Your Love Saves Lives campaign will increase PACC's medical staff and purchase essential supplies. We have just hired, we're in the process of hiring a 4th vet and 2 vet techs with a gift that we got at Friends of PACC for 2 years. We're going to expand PACC's community support services to protect the most vulnerable pets and give owners, fosters, and adopters the resources they need to provide compassionate care as a pet guardian. I know there's a lot of little offshoots and little programs, and we're trying to raise money and put it towards programs that help large numbers of pets, so we're not individualizing. Enhance PACC's foster and adoption programs. Bolster PACC's programs for shelter cats, including systematic medical monitoring, enrichment, and specialized placement for non-social cats. We have quite a few programs. I know you guys have started the focus groups, and you're going to talk about it tonight. We're working with the focus groups to help you channel donations through Friends of PACC that can then be, so that it's a charitable donation for the person making it, and then we give it back out to your group. So we're trying to help you with that too. So there's going to be so much more. So we have some gifts in the pipeline, but we're looking to the public. We're turning to the public, the entire community of Tucson and Pima County, to help us raise $900,000. I'm super excited, and I really think we're going to be able to do it. Don't be scared by that number. It's under $1 million.
Piece of cake.
So here's what we want you to do. You're going to see a lot of stuff coming out over the period of the next few months. So first bullet is, we want you to share it. You'll see it all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, because we have a development and marketing specialist, Sarah Wolfon, who I super love. She helps me so much. And we're going to be asking you to share it. We'll have videos. We'll hopefully have a live video of taking down the tent. And there's so much. There's events we can do together. We want please, oh yeah, volunteer. Can you guys volunteer? Check that box. And you can make a monetary gift as well. Some of you do. Some of you are really, really generous and give money all the time. It's really humbling for me. So that's kind of about it. That's the wrap up. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, for every single thing you do for the pets, for how long you've been here. Some of you have been here so long, and I know you know what that tent means. And when that tent comes down, like it symbolically, it represents a lot of lives saved. And a lot of lives are saved in that tent, as lousy as it was. And we're excited to take it down and be a part of a brand new future. So I hope you take some materials, take a dog tag. Give us money. That's all. Thank you.
Jennifer, do you want to do questions?
Good. Questions? Anybody have questions? I have a question. The $11,000 raised for Lovely.
The money raised for Lovely actually online came to $20,169.
Like 22, 23
It's
now.
22 or 23 now. That's just online. We received a check today for $2,000 in the mail. We're right around 25,000, so I'm glad you brought that up. I believe that bill from the vet in Scottsdale is only going to be around 5,000. We paid for, we have another one to pay, I think. I have to call them. But the remaining money is used to, we started a specialty fund for pets that are specifically neglected or abused. So that's where that money's going to go. It's just going to sit in a restricted account, but it's crazy how often we need that. So, any other questions? Thank you. But let me know. I mean, I'm around.
Hi, everybody. I really don't like using microphones. Can you all hear me if I don't use a microphone?
Yes.
Can you?
Next door.
Is that you, Steve? All right. Thank you guys all for being here. Having just been on the other side of things with all of you not too long ago, I can't tell you how thrilled I am when we have these meetings and we see so many amazing people come out for them. So thank you very much for being here tonight. I know you've already heard that from Gina, but it bears repeating. I just want to talk real quick about our focus groups that we're starting to do. Actually, before I do that, I want to tell you that we had an opportunity today to go through the new old building with Marty, and we got to see some of the really exciting changes. I have to tell you, I did not expect it to look as good as it does. I'm really excited about the much more user-friendly way that things are set up in there. And I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised once we open the doors and you get to go through it yourselves and start actually using it. I think it's going to be much more functional for our dog walkers especially. We'll have service sides and public sides, and I think it's just going to really make things a lot more streamlined than what we used to have in that space. So I hope you all, when it's time, have an open mind as you go in and see it. It looks so much better than what it used to. You wouldn't even recognize the building inside. I was really shocked today at how different those same structures look. It's completely different. So anyway, that's really exciting. As we're transitioning into this new space and finishing out all of our building, thank goodness, right? It's been a long, long, long couple of years. So one of the things, we're starting to focus more, as we're in that 90% range, it gets really challenging to save that last 10%. And one of the ways that we're doing that, and this is a really exciting time for us, because we haven't done this before on this large of a scale, and that's we are creating focus groups. And that is in an effort to start to highlight specific groups of dogs and cats here in the shelter that are really difficult to get placed. Those are dogs, our orange dogs, our high-level behavior dogs, high-level blue and orange dogs, which we're calling our Top Dog program. That's something that I'm collaborating with Larry on. Our doggy duos for bonded pairs, our mature mutts for dogs that are 7?
Yes.
7 and up? Okay. And also our medical dogs. And our PACC Cats Mission Possible kitties that are difficult to place. So these are all groups that we are asking. We're not asking you guys to do anything above and beyond what you're already doing, because we know so many of you are completely maxed out on volunteering. It's an effort, so many of you are already focusing on some of these types of dogs or cats. And it's really just a means to come together collectively in groups so that you guys can start to work with those specific animals, market them online, find fosters that are specific for those animals so that we can get them into the right homes and then eventually into their forever adopted homes. So each of these groups, I'm going to introduce them here in just a minute, and each of them are going to come up, one of the representatives from the group, to talk to you guys a little bit. They do all have sign-up sheets, so they're going to get passed around tonight. So if you're interested in any of these groups, there's a variety of ways within each group that you can volunteer. So if you're interested in doing more than one thing, you don't have to just choose one thing, okay? And if you want to be involved in a couple of groups, that's fine. The more the merrier. Basically, these groups are volunteer-led. They do each have a staff liaison. For example, I'm working with Larry with the Top Dogs program. Gina's working with the other 3 programs so that you have a direct contact for anything that comes up and for us to help out in whatever way we can. But this is really meant to be very volunteer-focused and volunteer-led. I can talk loud. Okay, and I know Jen did actually mention that Friends of PACC is going to be helping to assist. That's a really big thing because these groups are being modeled after some really successful groups, focus groups that are in Austin. And one of the things is most of those groups, if I am correct, they have their own 501c3s, correct?
I don't think so. They
No?
run through the Friends.
Okay, well, I'm wrong.
They have,
So they do
separate
through their
accounts
Friends
through
of
the Friends.
Austin. Okay. Okay, so scratch that. Just forget I mentioned that part. In any event, in an effort to make things easier for you guys as far as fundraising goes for the specific groups, for the types of needs. For example, the Top Dogs program will eventually have a need for hiring outside trainers to bring in to help with the behaviorally challenged dogs here. So those kinds of things, as the fundraising is done, will go through Friends of PACC and then come directly back to the group. So it just makes things a whole lot easier for them rather than having to do everything themselves and then have all the tax issues. So we really appreciate you guys being willing to help with that. Thank you. On that note, I'm going to turn it over to Larry. He can get started and then we will filter through each of the groups. Thank you, guys.
You can sign right here.
And we want to keep each group to about 10 minutes or less. if
Holy
possible.
cow.
If I'm gonna work for Larry.
Wow. I'm glad Bonnie queued things up. I'm Larry Nelson. I know most of you. Do I need the microphone? No. Good. I'm looking around. I was looking around from back there. I see a Top Dog volunteer in every single row. There's some in several. So Bonnie told you a little bit about our program, and I'm going to kind of go through our whole process and our vision. So what we're doing is, she had mentioned Austin, we're doing like Austin times 2, because Austin has a group similar to this in their shelter, but then they rely on a few other outside groups to all come together. And we're going to do all of that here. So what's Top Dog? Top Dog is transforming our PACC dogs.
There you go.
It was transforming orange dogs, but now we include blue. Gina won that one. Our mission is to save the last 10%. If you look at the shelter, the dogs that really aren't getting out and aren't going to make it without some additional help are the behavior dogs. So our whole goal is to save every dog that is savable. And when I say save the dog, our mission is to from the time the dog comes in, through foster, through adoption, and aftercare. That whole time period. It's going to take a lot of help to get that done. Met with Esteban and most of the staff that we'll be working with. They're on board. And here's how I see our process working. So first of all, it starts with intake. Dogs come in through intake. Behavior group checks the dog out. If they decide that the dog has behavior issues, that's when we step in. We're going to assign an advocate to every dog that's in the program. And the advocate and top dog people in the behavior group will work together to decide which of our several training models is going to be best for that dog. The advocate is going to walk the dog all the way through the process. So we really need advocates. Advocate can be a handler, doesn't have to be. Can be a foster, doesn't have to be. It's somebody who is the voice for that dog, makes sure the dog's getting into the proper training, it's getting into the proper foster, and on to adoption. And I'll talk more about that. We only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to keep going. So training. Have you guys heard of Canine Fun Camp? Anybody?
Yes, yes.
So that was started as a pilot program. Started with 6 dogs, 12 to 13 volunteers. It's going to be a 6-week course. And, you know, I had fairly high expectations, but I got to tell you that we were able to transform those dogs in an unbelievably short amount of time, just by having a couple people work with them consistently, bring the walkers on board to keep working with them. We had trouble keeping dogs in the program because they're getting adopted out so fast. But half the dogs never made it through the program. So that model was a success. But not all dogs are going to be able to go through that program. So we're going to have some other programs, a little bit higher level programs for the really bratty dogs. In some cases, we're going to have one-on-one training with a professional trainer because that's what that dog needs. So we're going to have a whole variety of training. Anyway, we're going to prescribe training for that dog. Advocate makes sure the dog goes through the training. At the same time, we'll start marketing for fosters. We'd like to build a team of fosters that are trained to work with these behavior dogs. It could be existing fosters that we provide training for. It can be newly recruited fosters that we train. It's important. These dogs aren't all like Fluffy. They have special needs. We want to continue the training through the fostering time, either by inviting the foster to the training or transporting the dog for the foster into the training and getting them back again. So we're training that dog how to not only go to foster, get him adopted. So what's that dog need to live in a home for the rest of its life? Adoption support. It's another big thing. The advocate is going to know that dog like it's one of their family. Who better to ask? What better resource for an adoption counselor to be able to get a hold of that dog's advocate to really get the story on a dog. We're going to do things like, we'll do meet and greets. So if there are other animals in the home, we can do the meet and greets. We can do proper introductions, which I know is a huge issue. Some of these dogs, you can't just take them home to Fluffy. It doesn't work out. We see so many dogs coming back, and a lot of that is maybe a mismatch of foster to a dog, mismatch of adopter to a dog, or improper introductions. There are a lot of things that we can do to make it last long term. So we're going to be doing that. And then post-adoption support. So we don't believe that once the dog is in the foster or in the adopted home, that ends our relationship. We're going to be available to help on an ongoing basis, either by steering people to proper resources, providing them ourselves, whatever they need. So that's our program. I think that we're going to be reaching probably about 200 dogs a year, if we're guessing right. So it's a pretty big task. What's it going to take? So my wife's usually with me. She reminds me to breathe. For years I had this problem. And then I retired 15 years ago and I haven't spoken in front of a group. I forget to breathe. So if I fall over. So, I know it. So this is my help wanted request. So what do we need? We need advocates. We need somebody that can step in, get to know the dog. You don't have to handle the dog. You don't have to. You just have to look out for that dog. That dog gets in trouble. You make sure that we bring the resources to the table to help that dog get through the system. Otherwise, dog will go from program to program to program. He'll get lost along the way. It's got to be one person watching out for him. And you'll have a lot of backing to do that. We need a couple people to do social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Because I know you guys all love Facebook. We need administrative help. Please, somebody that knows chameleon, help us. We'll put a marketing team together to market not only to fosters, but then to market to adopters too. And market to appropriate adopters. The people that are appropriate for these dogs. Trainers and handlers. We're going to need trainers and handlers. No experience necessary. We will train you. We're going to bring in trainers to train you guys. We want to train the volunteers. As much as we can, we want to be using volunteers, but we want to be using trained volunteers. So if you're interested in training, what an opportunity to be able to come and get trained to work with these dogs, and we're not even going to charge you for it.
Except you have to take the dog handling class first.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, there are some. For fosters, I did mention we're going to supply extra training for you too. Dog handling, the things you need to know to be able to safely foster one of these dogs in your home. Transport, we'll need a couple people to do transports. So foster can't make it to training, but we got to get that dog into training. So we'll need people to transport the dogs back and forth. And fundraising. So we can't do this without money. You know, we're going to have a lot of volunteers. We'll invest time and effort into this. But if we want professional trainers and we want the best, we'll get good deals from them. But they got to eat too. So we're going to have to do some fundraising. So we'll put together a team of fundraising, together a marketing team. And probably just in closing, you know, Austin's done some things that are similar, but they've done that with a lot of outside partners. Nobody that I can find has ever done anything on this scale that we're going to do here. So we're going to make history here.
Woo! Yeah.
So if that's something that excites you and you want to help save 200 dogs a year, sign up. The next step, we'll get together in about a month, and for just the people interested in the Top Dog program, we'll start working through some of this. The training is taking a break through June. We're going to hit it hard in July, and we'll be up and going. You're going to see exciting things the second half of the year.
You got 30 seconds left.
I love you all. Woof, woof.
Sorry. I was done. Krista, would you like to go next? Okay. This is Krista with representing Mature Mutts.
So just take a minute and just close your eyes. No, I'm serious. Close your eyes and remember, just pull up a memory of when you interacted with an animal here that touched your heart. Ooh, and just feel that. Just sink into that. Let yourself feel that. And then go to a time when you had an animal that has impacted you in your home. And feel that. And then you can open your eyes. I'm just going to ask for a couple adjectives about how that was. So I sort of briefly did it, and what I felt was blessed and my heart opening. How about you? Anybody? Warm. Warm.
Peaceful.
What, peaceful?
Love.
Love?
Grateful.
Grateful.
Completeness.
Completeness.
Stability.
My friend.
Pure joy.
Pure joy. So you get the idea. So I just wanted you to get into that space because I'm going to talk to you, and I want to talk to your heart, not to your head here. So, and anybody from my group who's going to say something, if you'd come up, so you'll be up here, that'd be great. We've been around for 5 weeks. Yay. And what we did is we came up with the name first. The third place was PACC Classics. The second place was Silver Paws. The first place was Mature Mutts. So here I'm just going to tell you a few things that we've done. So we have created a group site, and Eric is going to say not particularly what it does because he's kind of got it handled, but he's going to talk. He's going to say why he is in the group and what he likes about our group. And while he's doing that, I'm going to send some flyers around for you to fill out.
All right. So my name is Eric, and I'm helping out with the IT stuff for with Mature Mutts, and also a little bit with Top Dog. I love the old guys, and I love the troublemakers, and sometimes we have some that fit into both groups. But it's been really neat to see everyone coming together with all their different skill sets to help these dogs, and it's amazing to see the impact and see these dogs get adopted at a higher rate and just see the extra care and comfort they receive.
Thank you. And this group site that he has, it helps us communicate with each other. It's totally cool. All right, and Kathy's doing our Facebook page.
Hi, Kathy Newman. I got involved with Mature Mutts basically because I was already there doing it. I love older dogs, needy dogs, special needs dogs, the ones that are the ones that get overlooked, they don't get out quick enough, the ones that tear at your heart the most, those are the ones I gravitate to. So it was just natural that I wanted to get involved in this group. So what I do, like she said, is I'm the manager or administrator. I developed a Facebook page called Doggy Duos at PACC, and it's doing really well. And what I need from all of you real quickly is if you could find it on, if you're a Facebook person, type in Doggy, it's D-O-G-G-Y, Doggy Duos at PACC. Like it, share it, post stories, tell me things. I'm always searching around for different things going on with our it's not Doggy Duos, it's Mature Mutts. Doggy Duos is my other group, sorry. Mature Mutts. So it's Mature, M-U-T-T-S. So we've got that one going, and it's for all the dogs 7 and up. And wrapping up, okay. So that's it.
Okay, so we have a phone system. Whether you are part of our group or not, if you interact with a dog, that's one of ours, which is 7 and up, we want you to call in and tell us about that dog so we can put it on our flyers, on our Facebook page, etc. So the number is 520-724-5955. Oh good, she's going to do it. 520-724-5955. And you can leave it, we'll wordsmith it for you, but we need information from you. Then Esther has created a blog. Where's Esther?
Right here. Where's Esther?
There's Esther.
The point is that the dogs are in the spotlight, not me.
Okay, I'll just read your thing that you sent me.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason this is Esther's words, the reason I became involved in this group is because I feel pets are very similar to humans. With age comes the loss of loved ones, losing a long-term home, medical issues, and decreased mobility. I'm particularly interested in finding homes for seniors alike. There's a mention of a Seniors for Seniors program. I think it is fabulous. Providing both human and pets companionship increases activity for both, and I believe it will prolong the lives of both. Why this particular group? Finally, there's a group for senior dogs. The seniors land in the shelter and are overlooked. This group makes sure they are not overlooked. They promote, showcase, decorate the kennels. We work like a team. We use social media, and I hope more people will join us. And then Candace has been taking these fabulous pictures. If you go on in the Pet Harbor and go to the H and go to the old ones, the last couple pages are all her photos. They're great. And one of the things we mostly need is what Barbara's going to talk about, which is giving us the information.
I'm Barbara McGee, and I am primarily a dog walker here, volunteer. And so when I joined Mature Mutts 5 weeks ago, because I often come out here and feel overwhelmed walking dogs. There are so many dogs, and I want to get them all out, and there's only so much time and energy in this body. So I joined Mature Mutts because it helps me to focus and not feel so overwhelmed. The other thing is, like others have said, I think the older dogs are overlooked. They've already lost so much. If we have an elder dog here, 7 years or older, they've lived for 7 years someplace else and hopefully been loved and cared for. Now they've lost that home. So I think that they stay at PACC too long. And if we can market them and foster them and get them out sooner, help them to adapt to shelter life for the time that they are here.
Can you just say how easy it is to use the phone?
Oh yeah, so I'm walking dogs anyhow, and now I'm focusing on the elder dogs. I still walk the others too. But when I'm walking an elder dog, after I bring the dog back in, I call into the phone line. You push Krista has a message on the phone line. All you have to do is hit the number sign and you skip the message, and then I say, I'm calling in about Jose, who's in kennel, well, whatever, and she asks for 3 descriptive words about the dog, just 3. This dog is independent, this dog is curious, this dog is cuddly. And then I give the A number. And do you want more information than that?
Yes.
So if you can
easy.
It's easy. And then I hang up and go on to the next
And what
dog.
happens with that is we put it on this. So this is some kennel cards that are personality kennel cards. We have physical cards that are there that give lots of that stuff. This is more spirit and personality. So 3 adjectives, which is in English and Spanish, a description, a smaller description in Spanish, our logo, and I've seen people, Saturday we had an event, and people were looking at this, kids were reading it to their parents. I mean, people were stopping to look at this. This was great. We had this event, and we also had a one-page flyer of all the kennels that we're in, and we put the 3 adjectives on it. So as an adoption counselor, as people came up to me, I said, what kind of dog do you want? And they said, I want this, this, and this. I could say, oh, here's 3 dogs that fit that description. Here's where they are. That worked really well. So that flyer that's going around, fill it out. Does have the 3rd row. What? These papers never got to the 3rd row. They didn't? There was a lot of them. Okay, once I get done, I'll get it. Anyway, if you would fill that out, that says specifically what we want and why. Thank you.
All right.
The next one I'd like to introduce is Charlie Vandenberg. She's going to come up and talk about doggy doodles, which is kind of goes in a lot of times our bonded pairs tend to be older dogs, so they are going to be working probably pretty closely with Mature Mutts, just because they have such similar goals. So I'm going to turn it over to Charlie.
Thank you. Okay, the doggy doodles at PACC. This group was established by a core group of volunteers dedicated to supporting and networking pairs of dogs that come in together to Pima Animal Care Center in Tucson in hopes of finding these dogs loving homes together. Okay. Dogs come in here, they lost everything. We don't want them to lose their partner too that they came in with. I want to mention the volunteers who started this group. That's Nancy Meller, Cassie Newman, Joe Wishney, Joanne Arvidsson, Goodwill Gary, Michelle Rappaport, Sharon Cohen, Ann Haber, and Kelly Comstock. And anybody in this group, if you want to come here, join me so people can get a face seeing or whatever. The very exciting part of this program is there is a way bigger picture. The issue of pairs, and especially bonded pairs, has never been researched in pets. There is no scientific research about non-sexual pair bonding in pets. There is definitely no research of bonded pairs in shelters anywhere. And with the support of PACC, we're gonna try and be the first shelter to tackle that. Woohoo! That is exciting and immensely challenging. We have started already to take data. We have huge data sheets coming in, and we need to do several months of data collection, of seeing how it goes, working out kinks, finding our way through to then present this to, for example, Maddie's Fund or somewhere else to actually get this as an official study, hopefully funded. So this is extremely exciting. So what we're doing right now is every pair that comes into PACC gets into our data sheet and is followed all the way through until both animals are adopted out, either together or separate. And we had started taking data in January sometimes, and we are finding things that you wouldn't expect because no one has done it. You don't know what's going to happen, right? We found, for example, that pairs adopted out have a certain together have a certain length of stay. Pairs that get separated, the first dog getting out had a length of stay of about 2 weeks, which I think is pretty standard kind of nationwide in shelter dogs. The second dog, the left behind dog, stayed at the shelter longer than the pairs that were adopted out together. So, one of the things we do is when pairs get separated, and they will, because most of them, believe it or not, will not be bonded. And they will be doing fine adopted out separately. But for the time the left behind is still in the shelter, the stress level might be really high because after losing everything, he now lost the familiar buddy he came or she came in with. So we try and follow this dog, monitor for stress, and have things in place to help this dog. Reiki, massage, play groups, a new kennel mate. You name it, we try it so that this dog does not get overly stressed. The challenge of the program is to find out who actually is bonded and who is not. And we are working very closely with the behavioral team, Tamsin, Jamie, Andrea, and Megan. And they take into account our observations too to make sure we really have the pairs that are bonded as bonded and the ones that are not, that they're fine. So we also need your help with that. That's no additional work, for example, for walkers. There is a process in place that you can use if you walk a pair to help us get observations if this pair is bonded or not. And we have sheets that explain how to observe. Because when you observe animals, you cannot say, well, this animal seems stressed. You have to see why you think this animal looks stressed. You have to say, well, we saw panting, pacing, lip licking, stuff like this. But we have sheets, we can give that to you, and you can learn. And you learn how to study animal behavior like a scientist. So, what did I forget so far? Of course, Kathy Newman, as she said before already, is doing our Doggy Duos Facebook page. She came up with that fabulous name. And we decided to do Doggy Duos because we are not just doing bonded pairs, we're doing pairs coming in together. And so in summary, we follow all those pairs that come in together. We make sure they get properly evaluated for bonding. Because if you bond a pair that isn't bonded and they sit maybe longer in the shelter than they should be, it's not good for the dogs either. So it's as I said, a challenging issue, and this is why we're so glad PACC actually says, yeah, we can try this. We want to try this. So they get flyers, pairs that come in together. You might have seen this. Get this flyer, and this flyer tells the public they came in together, they can be adopted together. And that might be of an advantage. They know each other already, they get along, all of this. They can also be adopted out separately, and they will be fine once they're in a home. And we take care of the one that is left behind, so to speak. So these are we came in together flyers. Every pair who comes in together gets one of those. Once the behavioral team has decided a pair of dogs is bonded, they get this flyer. It's best friends forever, and it tells adopters the many advantages it has to adopt a bonded pair. And I thought I had some numbers here, yeah. Ooh. Actually, right now, I think we only have like 3 or 4 bonded pairs in the shelter. But to give you an idea of the amount of work and data that we're dealing with, in March, we had 27 pairs and 3 groups coming in. Groups is animals, 2 or more than 2 animals. 27 pairs in March, 25 pairs in April, 20 pairs so far in May that have come in. So that's a whole lot of animals, and they all need to be looked at and evaluated and checked and rechecked and taken care of. And what did I forget, Cassie?
Do you want to talk about fostering?
Yeah, getting to this, tasks. Because, yeah, and we try to do fostering of pairs, which means we would need 2 simultaneous fosters, because we want to get the dogs both out of the shelter, of course, in separate homes. Because we want to see how the dogs do in a home setting, where they might do just fine, which means they really don't need to go out together. So I have some sheets here, probably not enough for everybody. Yeah, and I can hand them around, whoever is interested. We need help with data entry, printing and laminating flyers, taking pictures, showcasing pairs, marketing and networking pairs, because we did adopt out, for example, in March and February, we did adopt out 15 pairs together. There are people out there looking for pairs and adopting pairs. So we just have to kind of find these people, put it all together. Help evaluate dogs for bonding. No extra work for walkers. We explain to you how you do it, and it's very easy. Make sure all pairs have appropriate flyers. Someone could just walk through the shelter and make sure everybody has the flyers. Make sure all the kennel info for pairs is current. Keep track of pairs in isolation. They usually go together. When one goes into isolation, they go together, but we have to keep track. If they don't, we have to make sure they get reunited. We have to see when do they come out of isolation, all of this. Monitor dogs who go to foster. And there might be people from the community who said, oh, I can foster a pair, and so you have to just monitor how they're doing, coming back, do they come back, do they get adopted. Take pairs on outings. Foster night overing, which takes 2 people because you want to do it simultaneously for the dogs, otherwise one of them gets extra stress compared to the other. Help name pairs with famous pairs or duos, fundraising and special events, and finding pairs. We work with PACC, and they're trying to find a way, very easy way with the IT and the system that we get notified of all the pairs that come in together. So we're still kind of working on this so far. Sometimes we just find them in the shelter because it's not quite up and running. Then we do have a doggy duo advocate. If you really love pairs, if you really think, well, this is the greatest thing, become an advocate for a pair, which means the same thing as a top dog. You follow that pair from beginning to end. And you follow it until both of these dogs are in homes. We also talked with PACC to have a kind of a survey for adopters where they, at point of adoption, would agree that we can call a while later and ask, how is this pair doing? How are the dogs doing? Hopefully getting more information about the whole issue in itself. Because as I said, bonded pairs, never been researched. Bonded pairs in shelters have never been touched so far. And if you're interested in helping, we have an email. We don't have a phone number yet. Yet. We have an email, doggyduos@PACC, all in one word, doggyduos@PACC@gmail.com. And whoever is really interested, I have a flyer here with tasks that you can do. And
I just want to mention one quick thing. I got the Facebook right this time, Doggy Duos. So that's the other one. Go on that, check it out. We also have a private discussion Doggy Duos page that if you join our group and you like Facebook, we do conversation back and forth on there on certain dogs that need to be looked at or things that need to be checked. So we would include you in that. And we would also include you with our tracking spreadsheet. So you, in case you're a massager or a Reiki person, we need help with those two for the ones that get left behind. So we would send you information on that. If you go on the Doggy Duos Facebook page and you want more information and you forget the email address, just send me a private message. And I'll get back to you. I have all the information as well that I can send you. And I just wanted to stress, like Joe said, a lot of you, it's not going to take any additional time. Just when you're happen to be walking around looking in kennels and you happen to see two dogs that came in together and they're new and nobody's hung a flyer. You know, we've got flyers in the tent in a basket up there. We've got flyers in our volunteer area in a folder that Nancy Miller put together. Just at least get a flyer on it so that we can just that we know those dogs came in together and we can keep an eye on them.
And notify us. Send either a message to the Facebook page or to the email so that we are aware of the.
I'd like to just say one thing. The other thing that's really cool about this is there's going to be so many crossovers. A lot of our pairs are both elderly, or one's elderly, one's not. So you're going to get involved. If you're involved in any of these, Larry's or anything, you're going to be involved with this. And there are going to be times when a dog is missed that needs to go to Larry or their decomp program, you know. You don't know that they're really disturbed until you spend some time with them. So it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's just more watching, more eyes on the same thing that you really want to do. So, welcome.
Thank you, everybody. All right. I'm not seeing her. Where is she? Is she hiding? Oh, you are hiding in the back there. And this is most definitely, last but not least, in not meaning it in that sense at all. It's because we are saving such a wonderful volunteer for last to come up and talk about our PACC Mission Possible. Did I get it right? Yes, PACC. Come on, give it up. All right, so I'm going to turn the floor over to Wendy, and I want to say real quick, if each of you with the focus groups that got up tonight and spoke, if you guys can send me your contact information, if there's email address, website, whatever that is, so that folks that aren't here tonight, we can send that out to an email through logistics to everybody, and give me a little bit of a blurb of what you would like me to send, and I'm happy to send that out. Friday it'll go out. No, Saturday. I'm off the next 2 days.
I'll try to be brief. Unfortunately, the cats don't have the volunteer numbers that the dogs have, so we're kind of doing everything under this one umbrella. So it's quite a lot of work. We're just getting started. We don't have all these things in place that everybody's talking about. So our biggest thing is we need volunteers. We need help. Our mission is to help those hard to place cats, the seniors, the same thing that you think of as the dogs, the seniors, the paired, the medical needs cats, the in foster cats is probably one that you guys don't think about if you're dog people, but we get cats out into foster that are a little unsocialized. It's hard to bring them back to the shelter and say, okay, you're ready to get adopted. So trying to get those cats adopted. And also, I think I missed one.
Behavior.
Yeah, the unsocialized. There you go, the unsocialized ones. So we've been working with the Jackson Galaxies project, Cat Positive, because it's possible and positive, Cat Positive. And we were doing clicker training with the cats, and we got a lot of cats that were very unsocial. They wouldn't even let us, they wouldn't even look at us. We actually got them adopted. We got them to the point where we could hold them, we could touch them, we could do all that stuff. So one of our big things is to do socialization. Dogs, every dog gets walked at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. Some of our cats could go for a week without anyone interacting with them at all because of the numbers of them. So we really need help with socialization. We also need help with our website. with advocating for animals because we just don't have enough volunteers there that can do it. So if you want to go pick a cat that you want to talk about, get a picture. We do have good pictures. We just need someone to go in, visit them, and write something up on it. I do have a website. I'm going to pass you out a piece of paper that has our PACC Cats Mission Possible website, the Facebook, and it has everybody there in folders. And you can add comments there if you go in and visit a cat. So even if you're walking a dog, you can come visit a cat and see what they're all about. What else do I need to say? Marcy, anything? I don't want to take up too much time because it's the same. The stories that you just heard about the dogs are pretty much the same about the cats. All of those things are definitely going on with our cats. What else? And we have a group. We've met 2 times. Our next meeting is June 2nd at 2:30. But like I said, we kind of weren't realizing how possible everything is. Like they're saying, sure, you can do that, you can do that, you can do that. And now we're like, well, we have 10 volunteers, so we're going to start, what are we going to do? So I sent an email out to the, what was it? 430 volunteers that are supposed to be cat volunteers, so hopefully some of those will come back and help us. But I invite you, I used to do dogs and cats, and I'm just not doing dogs because my shoulder hurts, but I invite you all to come over and just do a little part of the cats. That would really help us. So that's it. I don't want to take any more.
I have a quick thing. Candace is going to take pictures of dogs on June 3rd. That's a Sunday. And she needs at least 5 people to help get dogs out of the kennels. She does it at 6:30 in the morning and 5 p.m. So if you want to do that, just let me know because we need 10 people that day.
And if you can even go on our website, I'm passing this slip to everybody and just like the page, share the page, look at the picture. That would really help us get our new Facebook page.
How many of the people here were here the night that Kristen and I first started talking about focus groups? Yeah. It was 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
No.
I've only 3 months ago?
Yeah, about 3, because I think the first one I went to was before I was staff, and then the next one was after I started.
This is super exciting. I am so proud of those of you that are working on organizing these, those of you that are already participating. I didn't think we would be this far this soon. And I just want to tell you all thank you and carry on. You're going to do huge things here. And I am going to start crying. But I'm so excited to see this, and it's one of the most moving things I've seen here. So thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm going to start off with amazing. You guys are amazing. Everything that I've heard today is amazing. I've only been here a month and a half, and I can really see people that I've met personally one-on-one. I can see the passion, I can see the drive to make a difference here at PACC, to make a difference with our pets, trying to save as many as possible. So 3 weeks ago, I met with different individuals from organized groups within the volunteer groups that work with different animals, different types of pets. And one of the things that I kept hearing from these individuals was communication. So what I decided to do, and I think it's important, is that we're going to meet bi-weekly, hopefully with 2 members from each group. And you as the volunteers get to choose who you want to send to meet with us. And we're going to talk about things that are either obstacles, things that we need to work on, and whether it's chameleon, whether it's just open lines of communication. And I think that's going to be important. That's going to be a step in the right direction. With everything that we're doing and how we're coming together as a group and as a team, I think it's important to have that open line of communication between everybody involved, because we're all in it for the same thing. So that's going to probably start 2 weeks from now. We will send out an email and let everybody know, and then they can send back who's going to be the people that are going to represent from each group. And I mean, you can already have some questions or concerns ready so that we can talk about it and really get down into that conversation and make sure we're making the right decisions and doing the right things moving forward. So So I just want to say, everybody, it's amazing. It's been a great opportunity for me to meet a lot of the people here, and I look forward to meeting everybody else down the line. And hopefully you get a chance to work with me and really see where I come from and how much I believe in what we're doing and how much faith I have in what we're going to do for the future. Thank you.
All right.
Hi.
Hey. Gotta use that microphone.
So I wanted to quickly, I made this quick PowerPoint to let you guys know some of the good things that we're doing, which obviously you saw a lot of it here tonight. And some things you don't see behind the scenes. I don't have all the pictures, you know, to actually show what we're doing. So I'm sure we can all shout out something good that we're doing, something positive. But I thought it would be fun, and so did Esteban, it would be fun to kind of just show you and remind you of all the good things that PACC is doing, all the good things our volunteers are doing, our staff, you know, our community all together, Friends of PACC. And, you know, to just keep that in mind that, again, we're all striving for the same goal. We're here for the pets. I want to take care of the pets. I want you guys to take care of each other, take care of yourselves, staff, same thing. And so just a quick reminder to stay positive in times of turmoil. Let's see if it'll work. So this is just a quick, this is really just a picture show. That's just a kind of a collage there. So you guys mentioned cat positive clicker training, so that did help a lot of our cats.
Clinic, please. Patricia to the clinic.
That's the only picture I have of you guys, sorry. But, you know, clicker training, great thing. I hope we're continuing that. I'm not sure where we are with that.
We don't have as many people still in
so
it,
we know,
but
yeah, we need cat people.
we do.
I just wanted to share this because of foster, you know, you guys, we now have 4 foster coordinators, each focusing on a different type of animal or pet. And now we're getting better with some of the way we put our pictures out there in our videos. It's not real bland. So these are a few that I found. One of the foster coordinators mentioned a program called Canva, and I wanted to mention that to the focus groups. If you didn't see it mentioned on Facebook somewhere, it's a free program where you can make flyers, pictures, all kinds of fun things, and you can upload some of your own logos or pictures, you know, paw prints, whatever. Some of it does cost money, like 99 cents, like some of the pictures they have, but a lot of it is free. So it's kind of a great way to dress up your pictures to make them more interesting. But also a big round of applause for our fosters that are working really hard to get a lot of our foster animals out right now. Don't forget that the PACC Rocks project is still going. The one on the left there, Linda, where are you, Linda? Linda Shield just made those. I thought they were super cute. I wish I had I should have taken a bigger picture, sorry. But don't forget the PACC Rocks project. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's just a fun little thing, grabbing some river rocks, painting them, and sending messages about adoption, fostering, being kind to animals, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like the Kindness Rock Project, but we're kind of focusing on animals. And so you can paint a rock, spread it, or put it somewhere, spread the rock, place it in a park, you know, wherever you want to place it, just as a little reminder to people to not forget about our adopted animals that need homes. We're starting to do more off-site microchip and vaccine events for the public. This was at J10? Yeah, so there's a lot of people there. We're doing one this weekend at Keno Stadium, and then another one, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that one is. Sometime in June.
Sometime in June.
What's that? Where's the vaccine clinic after Keno?
The next vaccine clinic after Keno is at San Miguel High School on the south side, 12th and Valencia area.
Yeah, so we're trying to reach different populations that need this type of service. So I'm really happy that we're able to do this now, and also happy that a lot of our volunteers are getting involved as well. Also, I want to mention, we all know about the decompression program, but I want to let them know that they aren't forgotten, that we do care about what they do, and it's really important that the way that they're working with some of our more scared animals and bringing them back up so they can be adopted. So we thank them and all the volunteers in that program. And then of course we just heard about our focus group. So here's a little, canine fun camp, our mature mutts. Wendy, we need some better pictures, Wendy. Did she leave? I'm just kidding. We need some pictures of volunteers working with our cats, but let's not forget about them, and of course our doggy duos.
Yeah, they're both doggy duos. There's the...
Sorry. Animal Protective Service. I mean, they do a lot that I don't even know about because they're over there, I'm over here. But they do so much. They're going out into the public. They're bringing animals back to their owners. They are passing out dog food, doggy shoes, like all kinds of stuff. Anything else that you know of that I don't know?
I mean, they're really getting engaged with the public is the main thing. We're trying to let the public know that PACC is a safe place to come. Just come and ask us for help. Come and adopt, come and foster. A lot of these communities that we're in and we're doing this work, they've lost trust in PACC somewhere along the line. So we're trying to build that trust. We're trying to build that relationship, and by our field staff actually going out there and engaging and being proactive and offering resources. I mean, that's one of the steps into hopefully building a long-lasting relationship where a lot of those underserved communities have the faith to come to PACC and as a resource.
One of the things that I've heard as a goal for the APS area is they want the dog trucks to be seen as like ice cream trucks. So that when they pull into a neighborhood that people go, yay, they're here and they're gonna bring us things, right? As opposed to, oh my gosh, put everything away, don't answer the door, they're gonna steal our dogs and write us tickets. So, I thought that was really like a great visual of what they're trying to do.
Play the same song.
Yeah. A big round of applause for them and all their team. Also, a big shout out to our trail dog. Jerry, raise your hand, Jerry. Has been instrumental in really helping us get this program off the ground. So I really appreciate everything he's done. I appreciate all the volunteers that have gotten involved. This is also a great segue into taking a dog out for a hike or whatnot and learning more about them so you can help mature mutts or top dog or whatnot and get to know their personalities. They really do shine when they're out there versus in here. You get to know so much about them. Do they like riding in a car? How do they feel about birds or people or whatnot? So it's been really great. Is there something you wanted to say quickly, Jerry, about that?
Yeah, real quickly. Right now we just have 2 hikes a month because there's so much that goes on, and I don't really want to try to compete with what I'm doing, obviously, with all the other really important things that we're doing here. But hopefully, after the summer and we get through the 100-degree heat, we get back into kind of nice weather in October or whatever, we can look at putting up more of those. That's the first thing. The other big thing is some of these hikes are really easy, okay, on purpose, and other ones have a little bit more of a challenge to them. And every hike that I put up that we promote, I have a description about exactly what people can expect for it. But really, like Gina said, it is a great opportunity to see dogs the way they can be. That's really the bottom line, the way they can be. I'm done.
Thanks, Jared.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Jared. Real quick, sorry. Also, oh, darn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I'm hoping someday that we can also have the public start walking our dogs and doing hikes too. I know we're kind of stepping in that direction, but it'd be really great if one day, one Saturday, we're like, all right, we're gonna bring 10 dogs out to Catalina State Park or whatever, and kind of get that out to the public, and they meet us out there and they take a dog. So that's kind of on the list. I hope that'll happen, but we'll see. Yes.
Sherry, where are you posting the upcoming
So,
hike and
right,
the description
right.
of
So
the
it's
hike?
on Volgistics. Okay, it's under trail. What do you have it under?
I
Trail?
send it out every month when we get a date.
Yeah.
I send it out in an email and we put it on Facebook.
Right.
The description, I mean, I can't go 2 or 3 miles hiking up a hill.
No.
So I'm looking for when they have those soft walks.
Right. So anybody who wants to know about any upcoming, after Gina initially posted, and everybody kind of knows about it, anybody's feel free to contact me through email or my phone number, and I can give you a little bit more detail about what that activity is going to be for that particular day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's not forget about our cute little, not our cute little groups. A lot of our groups aren't cute, but.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, wait, they are. No, we have a lot of groups coming in. I also want to thank a lot of our volunteers for stepping up to help with the groups. It's the only way I can manage it, which really they manage it. So Linda Marshall, are you in here? I thought I saw you. So Linda and Colleen. And I know there's been a few more too, but thank you guys for helping with the groups. It's important to get our community involved and see what we're doing and for them to help our pets. A lot of them can only do one-time volunteer opportunities, so this is helpful. We can't accommodate everybody, but we do try. And then of course our community walks, which are beautifully put together by Bonnie, thank goodness, because I would never be able to do that. And so we're thankful for all of our groups. And then of course we have our play groups, our enrichment. We're thankful for our volunteers who are helping with play groups and our behavior team. And then of course our enrichment program that we have, which I'll talk about later. And how we're going to try to make it better. I don't know how to, I know. I think that starfish with like a big frozen thing in his mouth. I thought it might come out better, sorry.
Frozen not Cheerios.
You know, I did also want to say thanks also to our dedicated volunteers. So this is Hopeful Hounds. It's not a PACC program at all. You know, Rad Rescue took this on, but I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was so great. You know, we have such compassionate volunteers and people and other rescues that really want to do best for our pets. And so I just wanted to leave you with this to remind you guys how great you guys are and how much we appreciate you. And cool things can happen from, you know, bad situations. So let's just keep it up. Yes, Tiana.
It's not the easiest for me to do. I just wanted to say I worked at the adoption site at PetSmart last weekend, and a gentleman came in from the JTED event the week before. He'd been there. He was an elderly gentleman. He was so excited. He wanted us to see his dog. He wanted to let us know that we gave him his vaccines, how thankful, grateful he was, and that he'd already got the animal altered this past week. So thank you.
Real quickly, and then we'll do some Q&A. I just wanted to say, I sent out a survey, or before I say that, we have a lot of different programs at PACC. A lot of them do need work, and I'm very aware of that. And I mean volunteer programs and pieces and parts and all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to actually start out small. I realize I can't just fix everything at once. So I did send out an initial survey to our enrichment volunteers that took the class.
So I'm working on that to see how we can make it better because it's so important for our pets here, especially when we don't have enough dog walkers or enough help for this or that. It's important for our cat volunteer or our cats too. I'm also going to send out a survey on playgroups, how we can get more people interested in helping with playgroups. For those of you who have taken the class, oh yeah, we have an announcement about that, right?
I was going to wait till you were done.
Oh, go ahead.
But I didn't want to forget.
Go.
About Dogs Playing for Life?
Yeah.
Okay. Dogs Playing for Life is going to be here. They originally were going to come in the spring due to construction and things, not having yards that wasn't going to work. And then they were like, there's no way we're going to Arizona in the summer. So they're going to be here September 29th to October 17th. If you are interested in participating with them at all, please mark your calendar for the 29th. You will need to attend one of the training seminars that they offer. I think we're going to do one in the morning and one in the evening that day. But you have to attend the training, the presentation, sorry, whatever the word is, the presentation before they will let you step foot into one of the yards with them. So please mark that on your calendars now. Dogs Playing for Life. So Amy Sadler is the founder, I guess, of this organization. They truly believe that allowing dogs to play in the shelter saves their lives. Allowing them to express natural dog tendencies, allowing them to interact, not allowing them to be isolated, and that their goal is every dog every day. We have right now 350 dogs on site. 2 behaviorists and 1 volunteer cannot do playgroup for 350 dogs. Wow. It would take you there's not enough hours in the day. So this part of them coming is they will do presentations, they will do 2 weeks of training and playgroups and rotate people through and teach you how to monitor body language and how to introduce dogs, and we'll also be inviting local rescues and other shelters to attend as well. It's a big, huge deal. They typically go to places for 2 weeks. They're going to be here for 3. So we're super lucky and thankful to have them, and I just wanted to put that on all your radars now, so you could all save September 29th.
Thank you. So speaking of playgroups, I just want to also say it before I forget. Originally we started, or the thought was to mark the dog walker board before the dogs got walked, so we could save you guys a trip, right? And that just kind of fell through the wayside, but now I've talked to the behavior team, and they're really going to try starting tomorrow evening. They're going to put the date for tomorrow, or playgroup. Bonnie, are they going to put playgroup or the date for tomorrow, or the next day for playgroup? The dogs going out. Is it the date or playgroup? What do you mean is the date?
What are they putting
The date, it should just say no. So my understanding is that, and I don't want anybody to freak out, we're not suddenly going to have tons of pregnant dogs up. Okay, in the tent. It should. What my understanding is that they're going to be marking PG in the AM slot. So if you see a bunch of PGs, it doesn't mean I promise.
Yeah. Is it today or
the evening before?
So if we come in that morning to do the walking board and we see PG, we're to assume they're going to go to playgroup that day, so they don't need to be walked.
You can assume that, and there is a caveat, because it might be where one dog might not get out for whatever reason, or maybe they didn't get in the playgroup because they absolutely.
But they would erase that, so we.
Yes. So that is what they're going to be doing. At the end of the playgroup, whoever was the runner is going to be erasing any names that didn't actually get.
Is it going to be done soon enough that we can still get them
So originally they were doing playgroups. They were starting at like 9:30,
10 o'clock.
They're going to be trying to start at like 8:30.
So yeah, playgroups are moving to 8:30 to 10.
It's about an hour and a half, and
what we were running into with play group is we would go to get the dogs, we would have a complete list of dogs to bring in. They'd all be out walking. So they didn't get any play group.
That's why they're gonna be marked.
Anyway, we're gonna do our best to kind of revamp that, so bear with us. By the way, Tamsin, our behaviorist,
The board doesn't always get done every night. Well, the columns will get erased. So when they're marking them.
Because there's a lot of times that we come in and yesterday's stuff is all
Yeah,
still there.
Saturday, there's nobody that does the work.
Right, so you don't know if they're going for a play group yesterday or they're going today. And I don't want dogs to get left out because we think they're going on a play group and they're not.
She doesn't do them on weekends.
Right, for right now. For right now.
Tamsin is gone right now. I don't know if you're all aware of that.
That's what Kat was just sorry, but Alright, so that announcement is what?
hey, sorry, 1 second. Tamsin is out. Yes, she had her baby, so we still have our 3 other fine ladies who are going to be taking control, and then also Michelle will also be a contact for behavior. So we can still continue to write the behavior book. It's still going to get checked, but as far as play groups go, we're going to try to do our best to help you guys out because I know we're low on walkers. So please bear with us. If something doesn't work, let me know. We're going to try to fix it. So just so you know.
So emails while Tamsin is gone about behavior issues should go to Michelle Figueroa. Okay, so you guys know, make sure that's where you're sending them so that they're actually getting seen and they're not just building up and building up and building up and building up.
How long did you say she'd be out?
About 6 weeks.
So, and then finally, I will be sending out a survey for dog walkers and cat volunteers on how we can make the program better so we can maintain those folks that have taken the class and, you know, maintain retention and stuff like that. So I'll try to get to that in June or July. I know that's midsummer, we need help now. But like I said, I need to fix one problem at a time. But because we're low on dog walkers, and that's just the way it's going to be in the summer until we figure out something else, I think playgroups and enrichment is going to be really important. So I think that's it for me. I think if you guys want to stick around for some questions, answer time, we're here.
I know, you're great.
Attention, the shelter is closing in 5 minutes. Please bring all your paperwork to the adoption lobby. We'll open again tomorrow at 12 noon. Thank you for coming.
All right, Norma has a question.
So glad. We all got the update about the tent walking and we're all kind of upset.
Wait, time out. You got it today or you got it last night?
Today.
The one for me.
New one.
Okay. My question is, why do we have to use one little skinny door on the Silverbell side? Why can't we take the dogs out the front? Now, we're not going down the path, take them around, then, and out the gate, and then bring them in that door, or vice versa.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it didn't say that, so can you put that, because it's got
And-
everybody.
I think
And
the
I'm
confusion.
gonna be here at, I'll probably be here at 5:45 in the morning. That way I can get with everybody, we can have a little meeting before we start.
But it's different walls.
What time y'all get here?
There's people that show up pre-6
No, I
and
know.
the doors
I'm
aren't
just
open.
here. I know.
Because I hear about it.
Well, I'll be here early.
So the point for that, okay, so the question was in the tent update that went out today, why do dogs have to go out the single man door that's on the side of Silverbell? And I think that's my apology, that the confusion is that that's the fence entrance you should go out, not necessarily the actual tent entrance. So if you want to come out where the bigger door is, where the path comes in and go around, but don't go out of the fence on that side.
Don't take the path. Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's so much.
Yes, yes. So I apologize.
Can I go now?
Nope, there's more. Did you have another one? Oh, okay.
How long is this gonna last though? Because it's hot.
It depends on the illness level.
Out in that north part.
We're hoping that Saturday morning we go back to business as usual.
But you will get an email saying that, so please don't do it until you receive that email.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's my fault. Is there any other questions? Christy has a question?
And it's already been answered, but I don't think everybody else got it. I think all of the dogs in the pen can be walked right now, not
Correct.
just half.
Correct.
All 88 dogs can go out.
Yeah, I mean, as long
Unless they're
as,
marked, do not walk.
right.
Yay!
Marcy.
How long is the outside event?
Again, until we figure out on Saturday where we're at.
Yeah. Hopefully after Saturday. Cross your fingers and send it to you.
The question was how long until off-site adoptions are shut down, and we said?
No, when did they?
We will evaluate on Saturday.
Okay.
Everybody's really happy.
Any other questions?
Do we have enough bids?
Dr. Wilcox is back.
Yay!
You can write this down. Okay, so Dr. Wilcox is back. He's not
Does everybody want a Q&A time? Then we have to be quiet.
I should have just used that. So Dr. Wilcox is back. She cannot resume surgery yet. Well, her handwriting looks the same, but she's only using like 2 fingers to hold a pen. We are looking at some options to try and get some vet assistance here. We do have this week covered. And we have some things in the works, hopefully, for the next 4 to 6 weeks following that.
So if you go through the tent, you can't come back down to the pod, right?
Preferably not.
Is that going to last for a while as well, or is that?
We will evaluate on Saturday. It really depends on if there's another case or not.
We still have more questions. Do you guys mind, please? And thank you.
So for the playgroup and enrichment, so for you guys, is there more classes coming up for either of those things?
The question was, is there any more playgroup or enrichment classes coming up? There will not be any more playgroup classes because Tamsin is out and she teaches those. But I was willing to teach an enrichment class because it's pretty simple. So I'll get with Bonnie and we'll schedule one of those.
And if you have any of these flyers, I'll take them.
So where do we find?
Thank you, everyone.